Joining us now, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. You know, Senator, I look at, for example, I know there are a lot of Cuban Americans. I've gotten to know many of them. I will tell you, it is amazing stories. I have a very good friend of mine that passed away. His land, his family land was stolen. His neighbor's land was stolen when Castro came to power. Many of his friends and neighbors were murdered by Castro and his thugs. He barely made it out alive. Hundreds of thousands of people getting broken down, dilapidated, rickety boats, shark-infested waters, or getting an inner tube with a paddle to get away from Cuba. And this guy's telling us how great Castro is and how great the USSR was?
Well, because I think he's gotten away with for years saying that he's a socialist. He's actually not a socialist, he's a Marxist. This is Marxism, and Marxism is based on the belief that no person has any value as an individual, that your value is that you're a member of a class. Second, Marxism is based on the belief that an employer and an employee, a worker and an owner, can't both help each other and both be better off. The worker gets good pay, the employer makes a profit on the capital they've invested. But his ideas are Marxist ideas, and Marxism always leads to authoritarianism and dictatorship eventually. It does everywhere in the world it's been tried. And as you point out, in my home state of Florida, we have hundreds of thousands of people who have come to this country fleeing some of the very same policies that we're now seeing advocated on a debate stage in one of our two major political parties. Bernie Sanders is the likely Democratic nominee, and he's a Marxist. And these are Marxist ideas, and they need to be called for what they are.
Okay, we're 252 days outside of what I think is a defining moment in American politics. I've never seen a more radical group of people than these Democrats and these ideas and pretty much nationalizing everything. Or you could take the Bloomberg healthcare plan, which is if you're 95, go home, see your family. We're not going to pay for your healthcare. Go home and die. He actually is on tape saying that. Here's my question. So you got this radical group of Democrats. Something is happening where President Trump, especially in the last 10, 12 polls, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, there is a transformation, doubling, tripling, quadrupling even the amount of support that he got in 2016. Do you see that happening, and what does it mean if it's real?
Well, and I think part of it, frankly, is just how off the rails the Democratic Party has become. Look, they all will say, and Bernie Sanders in particular, they'll say, oh, we still believe in private industry. And they like to compare themselves to Nordic countries. Number one, Nordic countries are actually not socialist. You know, I used to actually buy into that. And you look at it carefully, it's not true. They have free enterprise. You know, the average corporate tax rate in a Nordic country is around 21%. They don't even have a minimum wage. In Sweden, they have universal school choice for everybody. So they have a big welfare state. But they do, and they have high taxes, but they are not socialist countries. Now, what they're talking about is nationalizing health care. That's 20%, over 20% of our economy. Nationalizing energy through the Green New Deal. That's another significant percentage. They talk about the FCC controlling the internet, which you think about how much of our economy is run through there. You've now nationalized 60, 70% of your economy. And who knows what other areas they want to go after.
The U.S. as we know it, which has created a standard of living and advanced the human condition more than any single country under capitalism in the entire world of the creation of man, we would literally default under these plans. But thank you for being with us, Senator. Good to see you.